brilliant course, a brilliant programme, and we've thoroughly enjoyed being part of it.
It was amazing for the kids to come into a room that's like this. It went really well, the children really enjoyed it, and it was amazing.
If I had had something like this when I was that age, I would have loved it. And from my perspective now, I think it's just been so beneficial.
The rationale for this module, just called Law in the Classroom, is based on several research studies that show that there is significant lack of diversity in the discipline of law and in the legal profession. And there's also research to show that early educational intervention can inspire people in terms of career progression. And as well as that, there's also research to show that children are ready, willing and able to engage with legal knowledge and with law. So putting all those three things together points to the need for interventions like this, particularly for children from underrepresented groups, so that they can think about at least coming to university and maybe even potentially pursuing a career in law. Well, the module works. We introduce the UCD students in a couple of lead-in classes to the theory underpinning the module in relation to the lack of diversity that I've spoken about in the legal profession. We also introduce them to research on legal capability for children. And then Dr. Dee McGillicuddy from the School of Education comes in and shares with them some educational pedagogy for making legal concepts accessible to children. And then really the students work in teams together. We give them some examples, but they go out and they are so creative in designing a few classes with the students, and they work with them together, and mainly playing fun games around law. It's not a module that seeks to sort of download a whole load of law to the children, but rather to make them see that it's something that they can enjoy, that is accessible to them, and we do it in a fun and creative way. And the students, I have to say, the UCD students are incredible. They work then on a script which they share with the students in the schools, and the kids can have input into the script, and then they eventually come to the campus and they do their mock trial in the moot court room in the Sutherland, and they dress up and they really have great fun doing it. And then they also have the opportunity to go on a tour of the campus and see, what it might be like to engage in third level education further down the line.
They had an absolute blast. They enjoyed it so much over the last 4 weeks working with the students and putting together this programme, this mock trial. They really enjoyed it. And then the opportunity today to come to the campus and see what the third level experience might be, it was fantastic for them. They realised that third level is a very viable experience for them. It can be a very enjoyable experience, and it also gives them a real realisation that education doesn't need to stop at primary or second level, that third level is very manageable and possible for them.
Look, this is an incredible programme for any school to be a part of. To get the opportunity to interact and to link up with UCD, first and foremost, is remarkable. To get the chance to link up with the law department in UCD, and for your children to be coached by students undertaking their law undergraduate degree, and to work with lecturers from UCD. What an opportunity that is for any child in the country. And then to be taken out to the campus and to be shown around and given a tour and provided lunch and to be welcomed so kindly by everybody. And then, of course, the ultimate opportunity to participate in the moot court trial is just an incredible experience for everybody involved, and I couldn't recommend it highly enough. And I think the programme has been beneficial on both parts for our kids and for the students from UCD.
I think you get as much out of it as the kids do. Like, you learn so much about yourself in the process, and even like the skill of breaking down everything to an accessible, child-friendly format. That is a skill in and of itself, and you don't realise how difficult that is to do until you're trying to do it. When you build bonds with the kids over the 4 or 5 weeks, and like you leave with a smile on your face every time you're in the classroom, and like we're disappointed to see them go now. Like, we're happy that we've been able to give them what we have and teach them what we have, but ultimately, like, it is an invaluable experience and not something that you'll get to experience, I think, in another university or in any other module.
You got to see their growth firsthand from the first week, where they know very little about law. They might have certain preconceptions about what the law is and what the law can do for them, versus finally in the 5th week when they come into UCD, all the excitement that they have and the way that they can just run an entire mock trial by themselves based on the information you've given them is really inspiring and really rewarding.
I would absolutely encourage all students to take this module. It was a fantastic, eye-opening experience. It was great to see how interested people are in the law, and the enthusiasm from the children really fed us and really encouraged us to create an interesting mock trial experience for them, and absolutely urge everyone to partake.
Another really important part for us was that the families were invited along in the day in UCD. I remember a couple of years ago with a class, there was a granny that came along and she couldn't get over UCD. I remember her saying to me, I have never been to a place like this before. I couldn't imagine how big UCD campus was, and that the building we were in was just for law, and that there was all these other buildings we got a tour, the science block, the arts block, the business block, gyms, restaurants and everything. And so not just for the children but for their families to see it and to see that, you know, it's there for everybody. There's access programs, there's opportunities for everybody. It's just been absolutely brilliant learning experience for the children in our school, and we're delighted to be a part of it.